And good morning. It is 19 minutes after 9 o'clock, and joining us in the studio this morning from First United Methodist Church, of course, Pastor Laird back with us, and Kara as well. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you guys doing today?
We are doing, or I should speak for myself. I'm doing fabulous.
Pastor Laird, you doing well too?
I'm doing fabulous too.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Well, it's great to see you guys back here in studio talk. It's been a while since I got to talk to you here in studio here. Good news is, sounds like you guys are I wouldn't say back to full normal, but as far as, services and everything, you're pretty much 100% back doing everything you're doing. Right?
I would have to really think about if we even have to qualify that, because it other than as far as our activities and all of that, it's pretty much back to normal.
Sure.
In fact, we actually have some new things coming up.
Good.
And
new things are good.
Yeah. And of course, we are hosting, which I know you're a part of, the American Legion group.
Yeah.
And you guys are using the parking lot for Halloween.
Absolutely, yeah. First United Methodist Church has been very kind and allowed American Legion Post 61 to call it home for meetings and things like that, but also partner up with some of these things. And, of course, we had our first Halloween drive-through event last year, and it was a big success, and had a bunch of cars come through, and everybody enjoyed it. And if you missed candy, that was your own fault. I got to tell you, if you didn't get candy, that was on you, not on us. But this year they're going to go bigger and go add a little bit more and do it. And I think, I don't quote me, but I think they're going to have some events that you can get out for too, and that's not just drive through. But I know the masterminds behind the planning of this are percolating and building and getting new things ready. But it will be the 30th, that Saturday before Halloween, there in the First United Methodist Church parking lot. I believe about 5:36 is when everything will get started. It goes to about 8 or so.
I was very impressed with that last year. I had no idea what to expect, and we didn't, other than providing the parking lot. We weren't really involved with that. And of course, last year there wasn't really door-to-door trick-or-treating.
It was a lot more lockdown a year ago.
Yeah, it was. We were in the middle of the epidemic and all of that. But Tina and I drove through last year, and we're just very impressed. And good-natured, warm, wonderful people.
They're just wanting to give kids a little good time.
My kids enjoyed it.
Yeah, I mean it's.
They were hanging out the windows.
So when you're doing you're planning your trick or treating hopping that day, because we all do. We're gonna hit the city, gonna hit the zoo, hit the churches. All the churches have events and things. Please don't forget to stop by First United Methodist Church that Saturday and come through and enjoy the event. Doesn't cost anything. They do ask for donation, but if you can't afford one, no problem. Come on through, have fun. But if you are able to, it goes to help Post 61 and our scholarships and Memory Lawn and all that. So it does go to good things in our community here. But you're under no obligation by any
and then
stretch.
the very next weekend on November the 6th,
you guys are having a party.
Is having our fall festival, and that is let Kara tell us a little bit about that.
Well,
so
that's also an outdoor
this is
event.
and because I think one of the things that First United Methodist Church is like, how like everybody has like events that they're just known for. I gotta say, I think one of the ones in our community that First United Methodist is known for is the blessing of the pets. That's kind of a tradition that you guys have started years ago, and giving an opportunity for folks to have their pets. You're on your own for your bets. Your pets blessed, and it's really great because you get people. People bring horses. They bring. I mean, you get a little bit of everything. It's kind of a Noah's Ark of. But that's just part of the fall festival. But that's one of the things that I always wonder about. Hey, it's the blessing of the pets time. Remember, get over to First United Methodist Church.
And it's very interesting who comes to that and how they are touched by it, because it's a serious thing. I
Absolutely.
mean, if you're just out, looking for something to do, this may not be something that you want to do.
But your pets.
We see people that may not have any other connection with the church any other time, and may have may still be in the process of exploring their faith or different ideas or whatever. Boy, but when it comes to your precious little dog or cat or animal.
We all turn to mama bears.
Yeah. You just want you kind of want to make sure that all the bets are covered. So we just want to make sure that even though I may not know what's going to happen to me, we certainly want a blessing on my little animal.
Well, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like my animals are way better behaved than I am. So, yeah, tell a little bit. I mean, that's just one facet of the fall festival. There's a lot more going on.
Definitely a part of it. Yeah. It's going to essentially almost be like a carnival. We won't have rides or anything, but come out, play games, and we're not doing a ticket system. It's going to be donation based. Once again, you don't have to do it. Sure. We will have concessions, though. Those, of course, obviously will cost money. But all of the proceeds are going to go to our youth group.
Awesome.
Which is a constantly growing group. Since I've taken over, I've seen so many new kids come through, and most of them return, which is fantastic. And it makes me happy that we have such a group size, because in the time of me being at this church, I haven't seen it this large before. So
that's great. Well, in the times we live in, I think now more than ever, these kind of things are more important.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Especially with I know kids are back in school now, which is great and things, but developing social skills and social behavior and at the same time getting a great message and having fun, but just that kids interacting with other kids, they're getting less of that now, and it's more so to have events and things planned where you're able to interact and do these things. I think it adds another layer of importance to these. I mean, they're already important to begin with, but I think that adds all right, we really need to make sure we get because they're not getting some of the other things at other places.
We get to cover a piece of their upbringing, if you want to say it from the parental point of view, that is just not covered any other way. I mean, where else do you learn Bible stories and fundamentals of the Christian faith? It's not happening in school.
Certainly not.
And it's not happening on about 99% of TV shows. I mean, you can find it,
but you got to
look for it. But it's not in your face.
It's not as easy to find as some of the other programming out there.
Well, and the fact that he brought up, we're putting some of that in front of them. One of the other aspects that we're going to do at the fall festival is we've done messy harvest in the past, and we're going to incorporate that in.
Okay.
So they're typically usual crafts or things that have a biblical base to them. And once
something
again,
they can associate with.
Right. So you're just coming down and you're having fun and you're getting a little bit of a message. It's not, we just want everybody to know that, we're all there for each other, and it gives them a little bit more than they may already have.
This is, if you want to see good adults, then you got to have a good foundation for these kids. And this is what this is about. It's creating that foundation. The things they learn at this age, that's the things that they establish their values on, what they believe in. And ultimately, the decisions they make as adults are based on these same things that they're learning in school here, in these different events in the Bible school, in Sunday school. These are all things that are tools that they're not going to need it maybe today, but as they get more older and independent and start making their own decisions and making their own way in life, this is going to be their guide, and this is going to be their preparation. So when they come across things they don't know how to deal and handle with, they've got these lessons and skill sets to apply and navigate through those unknown territories.
And the great thing about, we've lived in Roswell for going on 7 years now, and with living in Roswell comes the opportunity to do some things with youth that my wife and I wouldn't have had in other places. So we have a couple horses. And so we've had the kids out, and Kara's been right in the middle of that with her younger kids. But we actually have a writing instructor, a lady who has given real writing lessons, and as a youth group activity, which I've worked with youth on and off for most of my adult life, and have never seen. Some of the really cool things that the kids have available to them now.
Yeah, And so they go initially thinking, oh, we're coming to have fun, learn about horses, and they learn all that. But at the same time, there's the message and the actual message behind that activity comes to being, and who knows, down the road, maybe they're their own kids, and they're like, hey, let's go horseback. Oh, yeah, I remember.
And it brings it forward, absolutely.
And it turns into a life lesson for their kids.
Well, we always have a devotion.
Yeah.
Yep. We always, if we're going to do something, in fact, no matter what we do, but especially something like ride the horses, we say a prayer before that. And so each one of those is an opportunity to remember that God is with us in our lives, whether we remember that or not.
Absolutely.
And it is present in all forms at all times. So
absolutely.
That's very cool.
And I imagine it's fun when you have, because I imagine you see light bulb moments with some of the kids.
Oh, absolutely.
Where it's like, especially if something maybe they're not wrapping their head around, and then whatever activity or whatever, put it all together in their brain. Click. And it's like, oh, that's why we do that. Or
I still have those moments.
Yeah, that's great when we have them as adults. But when you get to see kids and I don't care. And I'm not even a parent, so I don't get to experience this as much as others. But I think one of the greatest joys in watching kids is those moments when they're figuring out their way in life and they're getting exposed to something new that you and I have seen 100 times and know, and it's just part of our everyday. But for them to be exposed to it the first time and to see something and experience something. I mean, how many times, like, think about when you remember the first time you saw something or whatever, and the excitement and now you're watching those kids go through those moments in life through doing that. And it feeds your soul a little bit too when you do that. And so please, get your kids involved, come out and be involved as parents too. And get involved in volunteering to help out I
never have too many volunteers.
I would imagine you're good and tired after wrangling kids after a good couple hours of doing that. I mean, you have fun and everything, but you're probably ready to kick your feet up and have a nice couple minutes of me time there.
Until I fall asleep.
But yeah, this is get your kids involved and come out on November 6th. Bring the whole family, play games. If you want to learn more about some of the different classes and things, there'll be a bunch of people there to kind of show you around, give you a tour, and tell you all about what First United Methodist Church has to offer.
And all the youth group are going to have on our youth group shirts. I've got a tie-dye I went on today, but we're getting blue ones as well. So
very good.
We should have those, and they'll either be in the tie-dye shirts or the blue shirts. All but, right. I mean, it's going to help make us all stand out. Yeah. And, I mean, you'll know who to talk to.
Sure.
But, I mean, if you don't want to wait until November 6th, we have our Wednesday night activities as well.
That's true. You don't have to wait till November. If you got, I know that's a little under a month
even
away.
Tonight.
Yeah, today's Wednesday. Come out tonight.
That's kind of one of the things you mentioned, things that the church is known for in the community. One thing, it's kind of word of mouth. It's not something that we advertise or a lot or at all, but we serve a really nice meal. We have we are very blessed to have a professional restaurateur who is in charge of the kitchen. He and his wife, who is an equally good cook.
Yeah.
But they put out homemade food every Wednesday night. We charge $6 for adults,
and the food is way above $6 quality.
Oh yeah.
Anyone under 18 is free of charge.
You're kind of like, it's only $6. I should have paid more. I feel like this is, because you can buy that meal. It's probably $15 at a restaurant.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, it's like my family of 5. I pay for my husband and I. That's $12, and I've fed 5 people. I mean, it's really one of those.
And to be honest, if you come hungry and need help, there's going to be someone to find you a meal.
Oh, absolutely.
We don't.
Money's not the problem there. If you're hungry and come, we'll get you fed.
And as Kara mentioned, the part of the dynamic there is we feed everyone 18 years old and younger for free anyway.
Awesome.
So even if you don't participate in anything else at the church, I mean, come and have a good meal. Bring your 5 kids with you. Everybody gets fed.
That's a loaded question.
And it's a good time.
Because you could get in trouble, especially when you get some boys between like the ages of like 14 and 18 there. I was one of them. Those kids will eat.
Oh, they do.
Yeah.
That you can go back for seconds. We don't say nothing.
I can drain a pantry. Not now, but then I could.
I've got one who's reaching that point. I understand.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about teenage boys, but I don't know if we just our stomachs turn into our whole body. I don't know, but
I think you just turn hollow.
I could eat like I think about the amounts of quantities of food I ate those days. I'm like, I'd be dead if I ate that today.
Or at least unable to move.
Yeah, at least just vegetative state for about 2 days.
No, but I mean, dinner's the main. I mean, it's the spot where everybody can come together. But we have so much more on Wednesday nights.
Yeah, you guys have come on.
Before dinner, we have 2 different children's choirs.
Okay.
We have a preschool praise, which is 3, 4, and 5-year-olds.
Okay.
And then I'm actually the leader of the Wesley Singers, which is 1st through 5th grade.
Okay.
So we offer that as well, and that's just from 4:30 to 5.
Awesome.
So you get out right before dinner, enough time for all the kids to wash up, go find your seat, and then we start dishing up at 5:15. But then after dinner, we have a bunch of classes as well. So for all of those kids that did the choirs, we offer a craft corner, which is put on where they can do crafts.
Okay.
This week, depending on my shopping trip today, we're either doing Halloween bags or we're doing little Halloween masks.
Okay, very cool.
And then at the same time, though, youth group is meeting downstairs, and that's what I run and do, obviously.
So in essence, you can kind of do like bring the family, and then everyone goes off in there. Everyone have dinner.
Yeah.
And then everyone goes off to their, the little ones go to the preschool, olders go to some of the other.
We have our choir rehearsal is,
the
after
adult
that.
choirs are after that. And
we
then
have handbells, which I think we have the only handbell choir or only handbell group in Roswell.
I think you're right. They're the only ones I've ever seen here in town.
We used to have a children's one, but now I don't have time. I'm in too many other pots.
Yeah.
Well, if someone wants to teach kids bells, come on down.
We have a need for it. I have lots of kids who would love to do it still.
Absolutely. Another thing I want to mention, too, about the church is folks will realize we're talking about that great food on Wednesday nights. They have an amazing kitchen that you guys constantly let people come in, groups come in, cook meals to give to the homeless. And, I mean, that kitchen is used a lot for our community, not just for the members of that church. So that's a home and a resource for a lot of people in town. And big thank you to you guys
and the whole building is. Yeah. I mean, we think that part of our ministry is opening our building to people that need it and can use it and promote good things in the city of Roswell.
Yeah, we've got a Cub Scout pack that's starting back up at the end of the month. The Boy Scout pack that is associated with us. They meet at the Scout Hut, but they're still associated with us.
Sure, absolutely, yeah. Absolutely, yeah. You guys are, just because the church session's over doesn't mean that building shuts down. There's so much going on. So really, think of it as a resource. If you have needs for anything, come by, talk to any of the staff there. If they can't help you direct, they'll put you in the right direction.
Absolutely.
Are you guys still able to do pet pantry and those things? Is that all still going? Or that was actually the other church. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
my apologies. You guys bless pets. They give away food. My apologies. I confused it. My apologies.
But we do have the little community pantry out in our out in our parking lot.
And that's been it got very popular during COVID.
It did.
Yeah,
it turned into everybody learned about it. A couple other places opened up other ones throughout town.
As we say.
And we still keep that stocked. People still drop stuff off. If it's full, they take it inside. So we still take it out when it does get low.
And I think you're just blessed in a central location there, and that kind of defaulted there. It just kind of turned to be a good spot there, where it's kind of close to it's downtown central. So if you're north or south, it's not a big trek to get there. So I think just geographically, it naturally turned out to be a good place to be, and people have embraced it and kind of. So it's gotten bigger than just the church.
Absolutely, and our church does our part with it too, though. Besides just filling it, in the holiday season, we refer to it as reverse Advent.
Yeah.
And what it is essentially every day you're donating one particular item off of this list.
Oh, cool.
And so then it gives us an abundance of things that, throughout the year when donations may get less or whatever, we can still stock it without, it looking really sad.
Yeah, if for folks that love to donate foods and help out things, you're amazing people, keep doing it. But just kind of it's like anything else. There's seasons, And obviously during the holidays is probably a bigger time where most people are more in a giving spirit and are giving and donating food. During the school year, weirdly enough, is a busier time because schools are a resource for they like to start food drives. There's a lot more people. The time that's really the leanest in terms of donation is generally the summers. If I remember, and I'm imagining you guys are probably in the same boat because most people are on vacation. Right. They're not thinking about, not that they're not thinking about helping other people, but there's priorities that kind of creep up on the list, so others take the back burner a little bit. So, folks that donate food, please keep doing your thing, but kind of put that in the back of your head. When summer hits, generally speaking, donations are down. So if you want to pick a heavier time to up your game, maybe think about summer. But in the meantime, don't slow down. The holidays are coming. We're going to need every donation to help feed everybody and make sure everyone has a great holiday season and everything else. But after that's over, remember, summertime is a time where keep filling that pantry up. Harvest Ministries, other organizations that help people in our community, go look them up too and support them as well. So
the other side of that, the silver lining is, it seems like summer is only about 3 weeks long now.
That's true too. It's so short.
It starts at what? School is out at the end of May. I'm sorry, the end of May, 1st of June, right around in there. And that starts again
in August, beginning of August. Yeah.
And it's not even like the end of August anymore. Now it's like the second week of August. The kids are back. The teachers are have to.
Mind you, they get a lot more time off in school than they used to.
That's true too. They do like their Christmas breaks longer now. I think the Thanksgiving holidays usually
they get the
longer.
Whole week now.
I think even Easter break is.
And
a little bit
I feel like
longer.
there's a lot more staff development days than there used to be. When I was in school, it was like one a quarter.
Yeah.
Now it's like 2 a month.
Matter of fact, I think tomorrow's one or Friday.
Friday is.
Yeah, Friday is one.
Yeah, we're taking all of our confirmands actually. Somewhere because they're off school that day.
Yeah. Well, there you go. If you need plans Friday there for babysitting and things, but please come and of course come for services and things. What's the Sunday service times and everything?
It's at 10:30 as our service on Sunday. There's some adult Sunday school classes.
Aren't handbells playing this week?
Handbells are playing.
There's kids Sunday school before it too, though. But yes.
Yeah, they do not play every week, but they play several times a year, and this Sunday is one of them.
And a lot of time we also have Pecos Valley Brass come in.
We've had them several times a year, and we just had we also have an incredible organ at First United Methodist Church, and an even better organist.
Oh, she's the best.
Michelle.
Okay.
And
that was just revamped, so we've only had that back since
and if
May.
you've ever been in, that's a beautiful chapel there.
It is a gorgeous
It's a beautiful
sanctuary.
chapel. It's one of those places like some churches, they're nice and things, but like that's one that I feel like you just go in there like by yourself and sit in the pew and just drink it in a little bit. You know what I mean? It's like every time I go there for anything, I just spend a few minutes and just kind of.
Oh, it's a magical place to be when it rains too.
Just drink it in, and, it's a calm. It's like.
It really is. It's a magnificent space.
It is
a holy space. I think it really is.
It is. So come for the decorations and come see the beauty, and then come with the messages afterwards. But yeah, come out and bring your whole family. It's like I said, come out to some of these events. November 6th is going to be a lot going on. What time does everything kind of get underway?
Starting at noon.
So about noon, and then
now at the exact same time, we're also doing a rummage sale.
Okay. So you want to do some shopping,
right? So that'll be inside, and the fall festival's outside.
And we are receiving your donations as we speak. If anybody has anything they want to bring by the church, we have the ability to pick things up.
Okay.
If you have some furniture or something like that. But,
awesome.
We didn't have a rummage sale last year, but
so this should probably be twice as big because we got 2 years worth of rummaging to do.
We've got a lot of stuff that we are anxious to let go of.
Yeah.
So,
and that starts at 10.
Okay. Yeah. And so you get to sleep in because I know yard sailors and those folks.
Okay.
Dark 30. Yeah.
Actually, it starts at 8.
8.
Oh, 8. Okay,
Yeah, okay.
So that's a lot earlier than
but
I
that's
was.
still, I know. If you ever hosted a yard
They're
sale,
driving by 7 at the latest.
I don't care. You put 7 on there, people are like 6 coming in and looking. So
no
you
no
can
matter
sleep
what
in.
time,
Don't
there's
have to get
always
up too early.
a line at the door. I also wanted to say that starting next week on October the 19th, we will start the latest edition of a grief share group.
Okay.
For those who have lost someone, we like to say there's no expiration date on grief.
Mm-hmm.
And so sometimes people come that are struggling with grief or issues from long ago or just a few years ago,
Well, things can
or
true.
very recent. Yeah.
Funny you mention that. And I got time to tell this real quick. I was watching a television show, and basically the theme of the show, there was a comedy sitcom show, but the theme was a family got pregnant and then lost the baby, and of course they were grieving through that, and so their friends were trying to comfort them, but they had lost a baby years earlier, and so when they lost the baby, the husband was it resurged everything. Absolutely. And so even years later, he didn't, I guess he felt like he didn't grieve properly. He just kind of pushed it, and then and then seeing it there so it's kind of opened it all back up. So like what you're talking about there with the grief, that's what I thought about it. It's certain things in life can just happen. Maybe it's a smell, maybe it's something that triggers it, and then all those memories flood back in, and if you don't grieve properly, that's kind of some of the stuff. It's you got to grieve. You got to let your mind and your spirit process through that. It's part of life.
And also knowing that somebody else is there with you, it gives you kind of the strength to pull out of the funk that sets in.
And that's where grief support groups are great, because there's always people that are walking in your shoes, and I don't care what problem you're trying to overcome. Yeah. No matter if it's tiny or serious, when you got people that understand your situation, you feel like you're navigating through those problems a little easier. Yeah. It's like, okay, I'm not going into uncharted territory here. People have walked this and gotten through it. Yep. I can do that. You know what I mean? Well, and that's what's great about it.
The adult class that we currently have on Wednesdays after dinner is another uplifting class. It's called Help Her Be Brave.
Okay.
And it's a way for us to come and learn how to best help those women that are either facing an unplanned pregnancy or single motherhood, and help them get through that, because that's a struggle as a woman. I mean, to find yourself in that situation.
Absolutely.
And so many things like grief and like so many other things. If we don't have a support group, or if we're not connected closely or immediately to people that are going through similar experiences, we feel kind of isolated. And,
sure.
And we know that there are lots of resources out there that we can reach out, but that kind of puts it back on us to go out and mine the internet or whatever and find things. And it's so much easier sometimes just to come into a situation where you can just sit, relax, not have to do or say anything.
Sure.
And see what speaks to you in the way of things coming.
Sure. You don't have to put on a role or play. Because that's another thing too. When you're going through loss and grieving, and people want to try to help and nurture. Sometimes you don't want that. Sometimes you need. And this is that.
And sometimes people don't want to talk. They don't want to interact. So I guess I want to emphasize the point that it's not a situation where you come and sit like the 12-step meetings that we see on TV all the time, which is most of our experience, where you say, hi, this is my name, and then you're kind
of
put
in a circle and share a story.
It's nothing like that. It's an opportunity to look at some resources, hear about some things that you might have in common with other people with similar experiences, and just listen for a while, and then there's an opportunity to discuss if you want to do that. Sure. But it's very not. Anyway.
Not pushy.
Yeah.
But it's structured in a way.
Trying to think of the right word.
It's structured in a way it's really there to give you resources, not just a place for you to vent your feelings.
Intrusive. That's the word I was looking for.
Gotcha. Okay.
There we go.
It's not intrusive.
Okay.
You can come and just sit and absorb, and perhaps you are interested in something or perhaps not.
It's kind of at your own pace. If you're ready to dive in full, then come on in. If you're like, I just want to sit and observe, no problem. Come on in.
And this particular group is set up so you can each week's group stands alone. So as far as the content goes, so you can come to one, skip 3, come to another one, and still fit right in.
You'll benefit whether you go every meeting or once every 6 months.
The same goes with youth group. I mean, I direct a lot of my stuff about things that youth are going through. And, I'll be like, this is the message. Now, why don't you guys tell me of something in your life that kind of sounds like this?
Sure.
Or like I started one day off and I was like, did you guys ever feel like you were judged by your peers? And what was that? And we started the lesson off that way. And it was really cool. I have so much interaction with these youth that, I feel touched that they open up to me the way that they do.
Sure.
And there's not one kid that hasn't ever piped up.
That's great. It's great and that's because kids are hard that way. It's very personality driven. Some kids you can't turn them off. They just but mostly kids
they have to feel safe.
It's pulling teeth. You've got to read their language. You got to be able to crack through the armor that's there to kind of get them to open up and just like adults, no two kids are alike too.
Absolutely not. All 3 of mine are completely different. They're all night and day because there's somehow 3 sides to night and day. But
well, and I always think of it because you're talking about coming to the meetings and if you miss one, no big deal. It's come when you want. It's think of it as a big journey and path. We're all trying to be closer to God. We're all trying, Christians. This is our path. We're going, and some days you're going to be better at it than others. It's just life. You're going to stumble. You're going to life happens where you can't do things you want to do. Even commitments, obligations. Sometimes you got to prioritize that. And but at the end of the day, as long as you're keeping your eye on the prize, I think that's. We can get distracted. Life does that to you. But keeping your eye on the prize, and then ultimately when you make decisions in life, when you're having struggle with the decision, that's when you look at the eye on the prize. Okay, if I make a decision, is it going towards that way or is it not? And if it's not, then ultimately, well, there's your answer, which way you should go on that. But that's kind of in the big picture how you navigate life a little bit, and that's all we're creating here in this foundation at the church, and everything else is we're going to help you through these tools to keep your eye on the prize.
It's just something that we all go through together. And sometimes, especially in the last couple of years, that we've, some people have been, not just felt isolated, but have been very isolated. And, we all live in the same world, and it's good that we have community and mutual support.
Absolutely. So come be a part of the fellowship.
Yeah.
Come out, have fun.
Yes.
Come out and enjoy. Come out and shop at the rummage sale and make the rest of your family say, why'd you buy all that stuff? And then come and play the games and have fun and get the kids involved in some of these different classes and sessions. And you as adults come out. If you're going through grief, even if it was years ago, and you still think about, man, I miss mom or I miss grandma, please come and visit these support groups. And who knows, maybe what you're doing, you're coming for help, but you might end up helping more people than you realize. That's the great thing about support groups and things is help comes from many different places of those. So you can go check out the website, the First United Methodist Church website. I just Google it every time.
Yeah, just Google it. That'll come up.
It's like FUMCRoswell.com or something like that.
And our Facebook page has a link to it, too.
I think it's FUMC-Roswell.com.
I believe it does have the dash.
Yes. Is the website. But Google it, and it'll pop. Just put FUMC Roswell or First United Methodist Church Roswell. It'll be the first thing that pops up there. Or you can like First United Methodist Church Facebook, or both. Do both. if you're a Facebook user like that. And that way, you get as the events come, and you know when you're on your Facebook wall looking up the latest.
And we stream our service on there too. You know, if you are someone who isn't comfortable going out, you can still join us that way.
Not very mobile and have to be home. We'll bring the service to you.
Just want to check it out and see what it's like. Watch it online.
Absolutely.
Worship online. Sure.
Yeah, come in and then, but you can't eat the food on Wednesday virtually. You got to come in and eat the food.
But you can get food to go.
This is true. But if you got time, hang out and chat for a little bit.
We have a family that they're in our children's choirs, but they have baseball practice right after children's choir, so they get food to go.
They're on the run. Yeah. Well, that's family life, you know.
Yep.
Especially, and Wednesdays are just busy days because a lot of churches have events and things.
Yep.
So if it's not church events, it's probably soccer practice or baseball practice or something. So.
Whatever else is going on, whatever the season is.
First Night Methodist Church can help the busy family and the free family. No problem. The family's got tons of time, and the family has no time. There's help and guidance and support there for you. So, is there a phone number that we could give if people don't like doing online stuff that would be a good one? I know it's at the church, so sometimes there's people there, sometimes there isn't. But
the church phone number is 662-1881.
Leave a voicemail if you don't get a live person there, and they'll get back with you. But if you're not an internet or Facebook person and you want to get information, that's a good way.
Well, in our office hours, if you do want to come down and actually speak with a person, we're Sunday through Wednesday, 9 a.m. to 3.
Very good. So come and come have fun. Come get closer to God with us. That's at the end of the day, that's all you guys are doing. Having fun and getting closer to God. That sounds like a good mission statement to me.
We're equipping people to thrive.
There you go. Thank you guys very much. We'll see you next time. Okay?
Thank you for having us.
Anytime.
Thanks, Mike.
Anytime. All right. It is 9:56. Let's